Well, joining me now is a great friend of the show, Brianna Lyman, elections correspondent for The Federalist. Brianna, welcome. Donald Trump has released a new fragrance line to commemorate his historic election victory, and he's found an unwitting model to help sell it. Jill Biden, I should say. An online ad for the fragrance features a viral photo of Trump and Jill, with the First Lady seemingly smiling at him at the reopening ceremony of the Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris on Saturday, with the tagline, "Even enemies can't resist." What incredible marketing.
Yeah, it's crazy that Jill Biden is willing to sit down next to Hitler and have a laugh and share a few smiles. And I think, obviously Donald Trump's marketing is genius. This is a man who knows how to keep the mood lighthearted, especially at a time when people are tired of negative politics. But I think it also underscores just how fake the rhetoric from Democrats, including Jill Biden's husband, President Biden, was about Donald Trump for the past few years, because they have labeled him Hitler, fascist, you name it, they call him it. And yet they're sitting down and they're, shooting the breeze with him. So I think this just goes to prove how bad politics in America has become, that they could lie about that man and then go sit down and laugh with him like it's no big deal.
Yeah, it is always fun seeing what Trump puts out next. Now, Ontario Premier Doug Ford has threatened to cut off energy supply to the US if Trump follows through with his tariff threats. He says, quote, "We will go to the full extent depending on how far this goes. We will go to the extent of cutting off their energy, going down to Michigan, going down to New York State and over to Wisconsin." What did you make of this?
This is the biggest endorsement of Donald Trump's policies that I've ever seen, because Donald Trump has always been steadfast. We need to be energy independent. The reason being is you don't want your adversaries, or in this case, even one of your allies, threatening to cut off your energy source. And that's exactly what they did as soon as it got tough. So this is what Donald Trump should be plastering all over the place when he starts, drill baby drill, when he reopens the Keystone Pipeline, when he does things, he says, look, this is what our allies are willing to do to us. Imagine what our enemies will do if there is more global conflict.
Well, for some people, I think the notion of making Canada a state has just become even more appealing. Well, US voters found out very quickly just how little Joe's so-called Bidenomics really works. Yet still, 4 years later, as Americans suffer in a cost of living crisis, he still chooses to ignore just how badly he will be leaving the US economy.
Most economists agree the new administration is going to inherit a fairly strong economy, at least at the moment. An economy going through fundamental transformation that's laid out a stronger foundation and a sustainable, broad-based, highly productive growth. And it's my profound hope that the new administration will preserve and build on this progress.
Brianna, there's a real lack of self-awareness there.
Yeah, it's also really insulting to the intelligence of the American public. And if you notice, Biden is very particular about the way he phrases it. He says, I hope they will build upon it. The reason that they're going to use this language for the next, month or, few weeks is because they want the American public, the remaining people who could be so gullible to the propaganda press and the Democrat narrative, to really believe that Donald Trump is just building atop of the great things that the Biden-Harris administration has done for us. That way, in 4 years, when they run a Democrat, they can say, Donald Trump was building on top of it. Even Joe Biden said it before he took office. We predicted it because we knew what would happen. But American people, you just played that clip about the media sources. The American public understands that the propaganda press that said that inflation was transitory, that we were just having, a little lull, that inflation is cooling. It was all just propaganda meant to sway an election, but it wasn't true. So I don't think they'll buy the narrative that Donald Trump is building upon what Joe Biden did. They will believe the truth that Donald Trump is fundamentally fixing the economy.
Maybe. Honestly, the grasp on reality is getting ever lighter. Now, Joe Biden has pardoned over 39 criminals and commuted approximately 1,500 sentences this week. Brianna, this is the most ever done by a president in one single day. How is it going down?
What the most interesting thing I've seen today is a lot of people on Twitter, they keep sharing that Joe Biden commuted the sentence of 2 Chinese spies, including a Chinese man who had like 47,000 images and videos of child pornography. I mean, some of the worst descriptions I've ever read. And the best part about that is those three Chinese part or commutations, they didn't happen today. They happened on November 22nd. And that's actually what's kind of driving the talk today about these pardons are or commutations that didn't even happen today. And that's what's concerning to me because yes, we see 1,499 people have their sentences commuted. But we're talking about Chinese spies a few weeks ago that Biden quietly let off the hook, sent back to China, people that were trying to steal our secrets. And there was little to no media coverage because he did it so quietly. So, Biden is just kind of willy-nilly assigning pardons and commutations because I don't think he cares. And I also don't think he really knows what's going on. I mean, do I think Biden picked out all these by himself? No. But who did and why?
Good question. Very good question. Brianna Lyman, thank you so much for your time.